Let's fucking go.
Welcome to the Comic and Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to talk about the trailer slash review, the teaser slash, I don't even know if it's a slash, I'm supposed to put so many slashes, trailer for Marvel Zombies. Now, Marvel Zombies has been in the works. It was announced years ago. I mean, Marvel Zombies was announced a while ago, actually. It was announced right around the time that, like, Fantastic Four. It wasn't like, I don't know, like not exactly when Fantastic Four was announced, but by the time Fantastic Four had got a new director and whatnot, it was announced. It was announced right around. It was also announced around the time Avengers Doomsday got announced and Secret Wars and Russos were coming back. Like a lot of stuff happened around that time. So it was a couple of years ago now that Marvel Zombies was announced. And we knew they were going to do this. It was going to be a spin-off, as far as we can tell, of the What If episode called Marvel Zombies, which in and of itself is based off of the comic book Marvel Zombies that came out a while ago. And the Marvel Zombies comic book is pretty hardcore. Honestly, I would recommend reading the Marvel Zombie comic because it's a very fun read. It's dark as fuck. And in that reality, in that zombie reality, the Marvel heroes all have access to their powers, but they're just zombies. And like I said, Marvel Zombies, granted, Marvel Zombies is a weird comic, and obviously it's weird here too, because certain characters it makes sense about, and certain characters it doesn't. Like, how can Galactus be turned into a zombie? How could someone like Sentry be turned into a zombie? Like, there's certain characters, it's like, I'm not sure that's how that would work, but okay, whatever. Sure. Alright, that character got turned into a zombie. I'm not sure it would work like that, but whatever. But that particular episode of Marvel Zombie and What If was one of the better episodes of What If, because What If Season 1 was a fun time. What If Season 2 was pretty good, and What If Season 3, the less spoke about that, the better. But in the mix of all that, they announced Marvel Zombies was going to be a spinoff from that, and one of the big things coming out, and one of the things you saw in the trailer for sure, is that it is going to be TVMA. It is going to be bloody. It is going to be swearing. It is going to be gory. Now, we don't know how long we know it's going to be 4 episodes, and we don't know how long the episodes are going to be, but based on, because Eye of Wakanda, which I watched, which I will be reviewing Eye of Wakanda, because I finally got time around and getting around and watching it, and I had a good time with it. I'll talk about that in a later episode, another video. But I don't know how long the episodes are going to be, but since this is a continuous story, I hope they're at least hours long. I hope they're like 45, at least 40, maybe 50 minutes long, so we can really get a good story out of this, because it's only going to be 4 parts. But the trailer itself was gory as hell. There is some awesome sequences. The top of the list has to be Spider-Man yanking the head off of multiple zombies with his webbing. But also one of the more Easter eggs that, like, it probably would have hit differently if the Blade movie had come out is Mahershala Ali being in this as Blade, as a Moon Knight Blade, which I don't know if Mahershala Ali is actually voicing Blade in the movie, in the show, but clearly when they originally were coming out with Marvel Zombies, they had thought Blade was going to already be out, Blade was going to already have hit the box office, like, and then they were going to do this. It kind of shows Marvel Zombies, to me, is actually interesting on multiple fronts. Because not only is it a cool concept of just having Marvel Zombies, but it also opens the door to other possibilities. Because with Marvel Zombies, and you open the door to maybe Marvel can do other not what if long form show, like a show like this. Like, there's always been the idea of doing Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Now, you can't do that in the MCU. Obviously, you wouldn't make a lot of sense. That's a full narrative. But you could get Ryan Reynolds to come in and do Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe in an animation form. And this opens the door for that with the hardcore bloodiness and goriness. But also what makes Marvel Zombies interesting is to see the direction that Marvel thought they would be heading down, depending on the characters that are leads in this one. The fact that Shang-Chi, Ms. Marvel, Kate Bishop, Mahershala Ali / Blade are so taking such top billing in this kind of tells you that Marvel had much grander plans for Ms. Marvel, for Kate Bishop, for Blade in the initial stages of creating this. Because animation takes a long time. Animation takes about 3 or 4 years sometimes to make. And you have to imagine that this took, because this might have took us, what if seasons 1 and 2 were all made basically at the same fucking time? So, like, we may have only had to wait a year to get What If Season 2, but they had already worked on most of it. So you have to imagine Marvel Zombies has been in the work for about maybe 3 years, at least 3 years now. That means when they were making this, they had plans for Blade still. They had plans for certain characters like Hawkeye and Kate and Ms. Marvel and stuff. So Marvel Zombies is actually going to be interesting because through this show, you will be able to get a glimpse of what the MCU had initially intended to do with a lot of their characters. Now, granted, this is a what-if scenario, but like it kind of makes me sad that Marvel had thought so far ahead that they just figured the Blade thing would have been done by now, that they had already had this thing. And it's sad, I see some reactions and people don't even realize that's Mahershala Ali's Blade. They don't even realize that because they haven't been introduced to him yet. And it's sad to see, but either way, this looks bloody, this looks gory, this looks fun. It's coming out on September 24th, so it's right next to October. I'm excited for this, dude. I think this is going to be a fun time. And obviously, Marvel Animation outside of What If Season 3 has been cooking. It's one of the most underrated things about Marvel is that in the midst of all this shit going on, their animated division has been revitalized. And it's something that's not really been talking about a lot, but I think it deserves some fucking praise. I mean, X-Men, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, What If Seasons 1 and 2, and now we got this, Eyes of Wakanda, which I will be talking about in a little bit. And then we got now we have this. Like, Marvel has been cooking with their animation. But either way, thank you guys for watching the Comic Game Movie Show. Please like and subscribe and comment below. What did you think of the Marvel Zombies teaser? Are you excited? Are you going to watch it? And does this open the door for something like a Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe? I think it does. Anyways, thank you guys again. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.